Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, took a break for a little bit. A couple things. A, I figured that if even Necrons cannot appropriately be a challenge, then it is only right that I go to unfair. Just because, you know, this is fine. More health, more damage, that's perfectly fine. Can't do Grim Darkness just because, you know, I can't change that mid-game, but it is what it is. Additionally, screw it, I am not going to fail to learn Necron. This is a long game. I am not going to go through the entire thing again just for that little bit. So, we now know Necron. The obsidian smoothness of the enormous slab begins to ripple and roil. A set of mysterious symbols appears on it, as if impressed on its black surface by an invisible finger. The three brightest ones are symbols for malefice, pestilence, and unraveling. They shimmer forebodingly, like a martyr gasping for air as life drained from them. My lord, who has known eternity, I heed mine guarding words that I spoke at the dawn of the wrathful stars. He who is condemned to torture by imprisonment must languish forever in the labyrinth of many dimensions, lest their plague befall us. A minute breach in the impossible prison would suffice for the spiteful will, the destructive thought incarnate in unperishing flesh to obliterate existence. I lay my hand upon the vessel of the past, and I am revealed the doom that awaits one who breaks the commandments. Let's go straight down. Malefice. My lord, in my measureless eternity, I remember their doom. I am revealed the first plague, the Malefice, a wormhole that invades the very essence of thought. Reality cut through the darkness of eternal sleep like a cold blade. You sense wrongness and gain a clear understanding of the nature of that wrongness. Your engrams have been tampered with and damaged. You try to move, but in vain. You are buried alive in the metal crypt of your own body. Some of your fellows are faced with the same fate. Almost as soon as they emerge from the stasis sarcophagi, they freeze like mangled statues, tilt sideways, and collapse, crashing to the floor. Maddened legions march mindlessly past them toward a gaping chasm, and tumble obediently into its merciless maw. Even while being flooded with Xenos visions, your mind remains sound enough to analyze the incoming information. Now you grasp the nature of the pernicious Malefice. Someone powerful on the outside is broadcasting insidious interferences that disrupt the Xenos awakening from their stasis sleep. Madness is the nearest human equivalent of the effect this has on them. Forever frozen in silent scream, you feel the haze of approaching madness cloud your mind as it is overrun by rosy, distorted emerald green symbols. As soon as their glow becomes unbearable, they go out at once, and you find yourself standing beside the black slab again. Right under your hand, the symbol for Malefice vanishes from the smooth black surface. One caveat, I did give myself a little bit of a buff to the skill checks, just a little bit to make sure that I can actually see and do things that I want to see. Because again, a game this long, you want to see as much content as possible, because it's been dozens and dozens of hours to this point. As soon as your palm touches the symbol, the slab's metal pulls it in, enveloping it like water. The text is transformed. My lord, I dare not divert my gaze from the guarding words. I reveal the second plague, the pestilence. It is not enough merely to behold it. I comprehend it, as my own lifeless shell learns the truth of its doom. The light burning your eyes, rapid flicker makes you nauseous. You are struck by a splitting headache, like an alien entity squeezing your mind out of shape as if it were soft clay, refashioning it after its own image. You see an image of a void shape, a black crescent shape. Its plating veined with green lights. Right before your eyes, its various parts start crumpling and flaking away as though gnawed at by invisible termites. It is being consumed by tech blight. When only a lifeless carcass is left, you feel a searing pain in your hand, as if the pestilence has spread to your flesh and is now consuming it. Okay. Failed. 1 second. Toughness just succeeded. You clench your teeth and press your palm harder into the slab. The pain is but an illusion. You overcome it and let the second vision into your mind. A cyclopean pyramid comes crashing down on the rocky ground. It seems intent on preserving its shape, but tech blight twists it and eats away at it. An enormous hand cuts short the fortress's death throes as it crumples to the pyramid into a shapeless lump and tosses it away. The shining metal giant lifts its little fingers and points it at a cohort of mechanical warriors. They are turned into puddles of black metal. The giant clenches its fist, and the soldier's remains merge into an enormous tentacle that lashes and sweeps at everything around it. Rays of wrath radiate from the giant's face. The vision of vengeful deity ends. The pain subsides at once, and the metal releases your hand unscathed. The flickering symbols freeze instantly and slowly begin to fade. The symbol for pestilence is the last to disappear from the slab's surface forever. And the unraveling symbol. My lord, their third plague, the unraveling, is beyond comprehension. Therefore I put before myself a question bearing clarity. This I ask myself, my lord, if my existence were to be reflected in myriad of eternities, would they be the same? What? Mind is now drowning in a flood of thoughts and memories, ancient, alien, and damnable. With a titanic effort of will, you hold on to one of the images and vest it in the sound of borrowed words, and utter it in a strange voice that is not yours. I mean, is this basically asking if, like, there are multiverses? I don't know. Like, eternity... What is the Necron philosophy here? Is it that eternity is... I don't even know. Like, is it that Necron philosophy that eternity is like a thing to be sought and jumped after? What are we doing? If my existence were to be reflected in myriad eternities, would they be the same? I don't know. Is there a clue up above? Is there anything unraveling? Dang it. Pyramid. Their third plague. I don't rightly know. Your thoughts are sparse and they are erroneous. I know that the cascade of defects that is my revenue. So that was wrong. One sec. Alright, so the appropriate answer is no. For every mirror has its own defect that flaws or resemblance. There you go. My lord, I am revealed the nature of the unraveling, an interminable flow of unmanifested defects of my eternity incarnate. The world known to me is unidentical to other worlds, nor is it one with them. The other manifestations, the unlikenesses, will wage wars upon me, seeking to absorb and thus obliterate me. I dare not lose my way in my doomed eternity of perdition. I am firm in my memory that mine alone is the true eternity whose existence is rightful. I will shatter the myriad of likenesses. It seems that the enigmatic text speaks of some distortions of causality, resulting in multiple alternative versions of existence. It also suggests that these versions are hostile to one another. Okay. Damn, minus 70. Okay. Is that it? That was it. That was annoying. That, okay. So so basically the warp is causing a whole bunch of shenanigans and skullduggery. These timelines. Okay. We'll take it what we can get. Come on. Let's get out of here, people. Yep, don't need to go there. Let's go here. These are the same normal boring ones. Chart new routes. Anything new? Nope. Visit. Yeah, more ships. Necrons, presumably. Nothing there. Again, scan. Most of the surface is covered in icy dunes with greenish highlights. At first, officers of the board of the vessel decide that the unusual color of the ice is due to a quirk in the atmosphere. Later, it becomes evident that the source of highlights is a group of monstrous pyramidal structures wreathed in emerald fire. Examining them in detail with magnoculars, really? Magnoculars? Whatever. It can be seen that one of the monoliths is damaged. A device on its wall emits an energy beam at a similar pyramid not far from itself. Examine the structures. The Von Valancia scouts approach the monoliths with as much care as possible, fearing the appearance of an enemy. A small servitor, sent to gather data about the energy beam, clearly demonstrated the destructive power of the xenotechnology. After carelessly making contact with the beam, it instantaneously broke apart into minuscule pieces. It is curious that the second pyramid is still intact, and the only matter at the source of the beam is being destroyed. Study the surviving monolith. The energy beam barely reflects off the dark middle of the pyramid. Occasionally, a scarcely visible wave runs across the surface of the monolith's walls, after which the material appears to become even smoother. It's as if one monolith is feeding the other, not destroying it. A few scouts decide to come closer in order to better examine the phenomenon. I mean, yeah. The soldiers of the Von Valancius notice a fragment of a metallic ribcage melted right into the material of one of the walls, like a bizarre bas-relief. Between the rows of ribs, a talisman of black stone shimmers with colored light after each wave of energy. The figure to which the talisman belongs shows no signs of life. After quick debate, the officers decide to take the artifact on board. Withering Shard. Strength, toughness, and agility minus 25. Okay. Strength, toughness, and agility go down. Heroic acts and desperate acts are easier to get. And you get heretical adherent. Interesting. What would heretical adherent do again? Heretical follower, resource preservation, and destroy the weak. Okay. Resource preservation. Sure, that's whatever, who cares. I don't think I have any equipment that is heretical either. Pretty sure I just got rid of all of that. Need to be a zealot. A heretical zealot or a heretical votary. Okay. No thank you. Interesting, but no thank you. Confusion reigns among the void ship's auger operators. The unidentified emission keeps disappearing, then reappearing on our scanners. At first, our teams of sandstorms are to blame for this, hiding the source of the radiation. A team of explorers easily overcome these storms and begin studying the surface. As their accounts suggest, the planet remains littered with broken and mangled ruins of Xenos origin. Insect-like constructs flicker among the ruins, like static on a malfunctioning cogitator. Their black, metallic bodies are equipped with grappling blades which bring to mind the spindly legs of spiders. With each occurrence, the devices look more and more distorted, bent, and sometimes even appear directly in the remnants of the walls or overlap each other. The only stable thing in this structure is the deep hole with a melted rock at its center. Whatever the purpose of the structure, served through these Xenos. The meteorite destroyed it long before the arrival of the rotator. Linger to observe the object. Magos Hanneman volunteers to lead the observation team. His passion for the Xenos devices borders on heresy, and he takes a long time after his return to report to the Lord Captain. Later, Pascal admits that he is discouraged by the gap between the scientific accomplishments of the Xenos and the capabilities of the modern tech priests. Fair enough. You should be. Nothing. Necron ring. The greenish glow of a gigantic ring made from unknown materials flows through the window through Captain's Bridge. The void ship's instruments measure the whole spectrum of various emissions. Sometimes the dull green is darkened by clouds of space dust, or bent by gravitational waves. The object most closely resembles a portal, albeit what's passing through it cannot be clearly identified. Examine the object. Closer position allows the team to understand part of what's happening. The portal seems to resemble the gate devices used by the Eldari and Takari, only made of a different material. The metallic shine of the ring alternates with the darkness of the large blocks of stone, reminiscent of the material that makes up the infamous Cadian pylons. Analysis of the wave signatures indicates that the construct once used parts of the webway, the Eldari system of pathways. However, in its current condition, the portal is not fit for transporting vessels. It is unstable and often begins to unleash dangerous cosmic objects. Instead of transports, the gate spews forth dark light waves and deadly breaths of incandescent gas, the latter taken from the star's photosphere. Observe the anomaly. Arcs of incandescent star gases bursting from the ring pierce the darkness of space, reflected by the surface of other celestial bodies in the system. At times, dark light waves bend the edge of the portal, but they are quickly restored thanks to the enigmatic flowing metal. Then lashes of purple clouds, dissected by threads of lightning, appear in the center of the ring. An unseen force prevents them from reaching the other side of the portal as the blocks of blackstone become covered in purple scarlet illumination. If the ring were truly a portal, it is not fit to serve as one any longer. Stellar heat and gravitational force forbid any vessel from passing through it. According to the ship's astropaths, the purple clouds are an even more dangerous phenomenon, indicating the powers of the warper eager to flow out of the portal into the real space. As if to highlight its deadliness, with the next wave of dark light, the portal throws out the shattered remains of an unidentified void ship. It is hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating such a device as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. Ship components. Sure. Void Jakari, Void Heretic, Void Pirate. All the Void Pirates. Okay, so nothing. Okay. The orbit revealed two Xenoships hurtling through clouds of cosmic dust. A message is coming from one of the alien vessels on encrypted Vox frequency used by the Von Blancier's dynasty. According to the transmission, Lady Theodora's people are aboard the Xenoship. Request to report an enemy. The orbit is spotting more and more Xenos vessels, but most of them are in a strange state of dormancy. Asleep? Dead? Cautiousness dictates not to test the hypothesis. Thankfully, the Nebulana system could allow the Dynasty flagship to evade danger. Establish Vox contact. It's a trap. It's obviously a trap, and the space combat is harder now. Presumably. I wouldn't really put it up... Like, part of the reason why I'm presuming it's not a trap is because Necrons wouldn't really give a crap about
All
subterfuge at this
stations,
point.
report when manned and ready.
Yep, I'm wrong. Shallow jump.
Coordinates set. Take us in.
No. Yeah, why not? That's fine. Five is a lot.
With the force of a supernova.
Okay. And then let's... I didn't use it at all. Master Cannoneer, would you kindly? Thank you, Dingleberry. What are you doing?
Fire at will.
You got this, it's fine.
Macro cannons. Open fire.
I do a lot of damage, turns out.
Engage the engines.
All guns, please and thank you. I dig it. I can dig it. Very much so. They don't have any shields. They'll build for their shields. Fair enough.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
There we go. Pounding through. And Warp Channeler, do you mind? Please and thank you. Hey, he actually managed to help. Good for him.
Rip them apart!
Breach in our enemy's defenses! Engage the engines!
Sorry, dude. You're kind of screwed on your own there. Why would you not hit that one? Why would you not hit the one almost dead? Warp Channeler again.
With the force of a supernova! Salvo! Let them taste our fury!
Let's do some... Not interceptors. Let's do some interceptors, yeah. Nah, even if I move 2 over. They don't have shields. So you're done for now. Bye-bye.
Macro cannon, open fire!
I guess we're fine now?
Coordinates set.
This is good. This is good. It's fine.
Make every shot count!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm done.
Another victory for the Von Valentius dynasty.
What am I doing with all these trophies, though? The Xenos are defeated and the men board the enemy ship, cutting their way through the bulkheads. They find the decayed remains of Von Valentius' boarding party. One of the corpses is clutching a Valkycaster, sending the voices of the dead out into the road. All of them fell many decades ago. Still got an autocannon out of it. Data's slate and weapon that belonged to the commander of the boarding party were recovered from the dead men's belongings. The words, "Hope is poison, kill it, and death becomes easy and desirable," were scratched into the stock. Target with the weapon must pass with toughness resistance test with a -10 penalty will be pushed 2 south away. That is nice. Study the contents of the data slate. You find a single order given by Lady Theodora. The boarding party was commanded to infiltrate the Xenos vessel and hold off on the enemy until the Dynasty flag withdraws to a safe distance. Bring the remains up to the flagship and give them a proper burial in the crypt. Okay. Nothing. Alright. Nothing here. Just some extra. Just some world building, I suppose. Some more of Lady Theodora being the worst. Twisting the appearance of my crew. Let's do this one. I haven't done this one before. No Cabela. Let's bring... Adair is kind of useless at the moment. Not actually, but like, if we're dealing with Necrons, we're just significantly less bothered by the warp. They seem to... her just version of damage is less interesting. Also, I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against Abelard. Eager for battle works. Perfection on fire would give him agility, intelligence, and willpower. And strength, actually. Yeah, why not? Clenched teeth. For one melee attack doesn't actually work, I don't think, with him having guns. With him having chainsaws. By chainsaws, I mean rock cutters. Let's just do on your feet. Yeah. Does he want to change his for the giant gun we just found? Nope, that's a double powered shotgun. Shotgun that never misses with 100 damage. Yeah. That works. What have we got here? This is the new one. So... Hungry Blue Horror. Oh god, you're level 2s. Alright, this is dumb. I'm gonna wrap this up and get back to you guys. Alright, so that was fun. Not really. The new difficulty level of unfair did manage to mean that Argenta needed her entire turn and her heroic ability to melt basically everybody, but with her new bolter rifle, she melted all of the demons anyway. Quite easy. Trust in the Navigator's talent. 2 Navigator Insight and 20 experience. I mean, 20 experience is fine, I suppose. Chart new routes. Anything new? Nope, just us. Nobody here but us whales. Visited every system in the Chronos Expanse. So this is very much at the end of it then. I have to imagine. Begin a scan. Let's see if the color has died off in the world. Grey masses of rocks give way only to brownish sand in the black voids of gorges. The team barely notices the strange detail amid the drab landscape, an extensive area where the land is too smooth. As they approach, this area turns out to be a lake of moving metal. Green Arctic stretches shores like pure. Send exploratory shuttle. They returned unharmed. The squad took out to study the lake in Xenos constructions. Glyphing depth mechanic has determined the metal contains some substance pyramids are made. Pascal? Yes, thank you, Pascal. Treading the metal food built in portals cannot surmount the destructive force of the arc discharged in the lake center. One of the pyramids lining the lake shore with more damage than the rest. Judging by its melted edges and the direction of the breaks, this damage is the thing that started the fire at the lake center. Analyze the movement of the metal. Endless flows of metal pour from the portals of every monolith. However, one of the flows is noticeably weaker than the rest. Looking closer, officers notice a small object blocking part of the portal. With the help of servitors, they are successfully removing it and bringing it to the Vantalancia shuttle. 3 charge the hollow field at the start of combat. Whenever the wielder suffers damage, 1 charge of the hollow field is moved to prevent this damage. Becomes staggered until the end of combat. Yeah, not great. Try to extinguish the flame. The Vestos Cannoneers find the idea of smothering the green flame with ship's waste rather dubious, but do not dare question the will of the Lord Captain. The dropped cargo dissolves to no effect, barely touching the charges. Attack the pyramid with the void ship's weaponry. The xenostructures do not give under the first salvos, and from the portals, flows of metal begin to fill the damaged parts. The lake slowly shrinks, but the road traders team quickly understands that it will take several days of bombardment to fully destroy this place. Sure. I mean, we could just do that, presumably. Or I guess not. Judging by the orbital trajectories, this is the parent of the star system. If the Luminoreader, really? Is right. Back in the day, it used to be a huge and angry with a bite to it. Not just half-dead firefly. What happened to it? Could have trained a deadly beast like that. The Luminoreader swears that the rays of the star would have continued withering all life in the system for millions of years more. It was too young to have faded like this. Gnawed out. Nomos! Hey, Nomos, it's been a while. It would attack, suddenly and fiercely. A hungry predator bit into its magnetic field and drank as much of its energy as it could. The predator was starving and would have surely devoured the star had it more time. Where did you figure this out from? Trace of the war was committed here, and the fight's seen it happen 100 times. Let's first heal. Fix the ship a little bit. Literally cannot. Okay. I literally cannot upgrade the hull anymore, so we should gonna upgrade the ram, I guess. Go back to the void ship. Let's do a quick round. Let's talk to Nomos, see if Nomos has anything going on. Come on, void ship bridge. You got this. Come on. Nomos, what have you got for us? What have you been doing, Nomos? Nothing. Awesome. Generous? Bolster right now skilled fighters. All of this is kind of old. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna see if anyone has anything interesting to say. 1 second. Yeah. Let's ask after Ulfar, I suppose. How is Ulfar? Have you gained consciousness? Yes, he has. Have a servant escort me to Ulfar's quarters. Ulfar, you want to tell me why you just randomly stole a ship? Could have just gone with you. These are his quarters? Dang. Fancy. Ulfar's dark figure towers over you. His head is lowered, his hair hanging in a curtain across his face. His fair skin is crosshatched with broad crimson scars held together by metal staples and covered with black spiked runes for physical healing. Could an ordinary mortal have survived such injuries? Unlikely. With a twitch of his fingers, Ulfar bids the two servants and attendants to step away so as not to intrude in conversation. They silently retreat. Eatwater, I must thank you for saving me. I had a difficult battle. I thank the Emperor that he did not take you from us to join his heavenly host, my lord. I always survive. And I'm pleased that my servants found a fitting shrine for your armor. Monumentally, the chamber befits a solemnity sacrament of unfolding within, and they're performing an intricate dance. The servants of the Omnicide move in time with murmuring mechanisms, circling the massive space wolf while he stands utterly still. The scent of sacred incense fills the air, giving the sense that one is witnessing a great ritual. And Astartes needs very little. A cell and a table where I can perform the purifying rite of my weapon. That is all I require. But to keep the armor bestowed on me by Allfather in some shabby cubicle would be sacrilege. This chamber will do well for the vesting ceremony. There is good plasteel beneath rich decoration and gilding. Yes, I am satisfied. Why did you decide to go to the world alone? Bury your body in the snow. Could have said something, not arrogance out of the wolves to allow more referrals, but because the burden of the deeds is heavy and a week of death. Just consider what kind of threat you could have been facing. Astartes have disappeared. If I had risked you for the sake of further my vows, that have been worthy of me. We fight together. Don't forget I'm your Eitvater. Your way is to rule and build alliance to destroy and chase and prey. Such the Allfather's plan. That plan, my death on the battlefield, is expected into our event. Your death will be premature, sorrowful, and damaging many lives. Did you find any trace of your brothers? That was them. Ship and surfman left. The rest of the crew disappeared. Which was capable of besting you in combat? Your wounds were truly terrifying. An evil spirit attacked me from behind and wounded me instantly. The snow covered my eyes and I could not make out a shadow. I could only make out a shadow, but I moved fast and was strong. If the Allfather's gift had not knitted my ribs into hard carapace, the blow would have been my last. I can still feel the cloth on my chest, frost shedding flesh. Wounds left by spirits are dangerous. They create a spiritual link between your body and its pernicious mind. The only way to heal such mutilations is to brew potion from the blood spilled by their own corporeal bodies. That evil spirit wounded me too. Bodies will not be tormented by its deadly touch until it is defeated. You fear not, Eitvater. We will defeat it, I swear. I see. You are not your usual self. You seem more somber. By bitter paths comes wisdom, in wake of bloody losses and shattered dreams. Heavy thoughts weighing on its broad shoulders, it enters unbidden and takes a seat by your hearth. Have you been thinking about your life? The future of what it means to be an Astartes. To know there are no family but your brothers in battle. To know no other feast but the joy of slaying your enemies and extolling your fallen comrades. To know with certainty that your death will be terrible, brutal, and agonizing. For time holds no sway over us, and no warrior of the All-Father has ever breathed his last in a soft bed. Death holds no fear for us, Eitvater. We have been eating at the same table since day one. Perhaps something good awaits in the future. Wolf Priest tested me. I'm going to stop doing worse. That is a lot. Appears before the gate of the Crescent Vision. Dark omen. White of the moon, others black of the sky, and two are locked in combat. There are two wolves inside of me. The moon and the dark. Sure. Case of fearsome, full of more pain than he could ever inflict himself. It drove him mad. Recognized myself in him. After all, I was made for destruction, torment, and annihilation. I'm more the agile monster. I'm the more agile monster. Does that mean that, by the All-Father's design, I must drink this cup of pain to the bottom in order to fulfill his plan? I do not know. Why are there no rhymes in your songs? Empty frippery. Fair. Never heard that phrase before. Well, rhyme with that is grand, but to make your whole story fit neatly into such a pattern, you must either twist the truth in service of beauty or live your life for the sake of rhyme. Neither is to a wolf's liking. Sounding through eternity. When we hear them, we do not hear stories, we hear tellers, speaking their words to us now. Do you still believe you'll find your brothers? What are the servants doing? Fair enough. Since... What will you do now? Let's return. My foe awaits me, and it would be dishonorable to retreat from this battle, but I will need help in fighting. You can count on me. Wait, so we have to go back to that planet? Good thing I wanted to check it and see what people were up to. Dang. The most pernicious enemy you found. Well, I'll keep searching, and if there's nothing interesting, I'll just bring you guys back when we get to the planet.
What you played in achieving the restoration will not be forgotten.
Yeah. What are you now? Still human or not anymore?
I am the Messiah of discontinuing. I am the computing power of 6 righteous souls. Yet I am more than that. Much like a human is more than the sum of their organs. As to whether I am human, I doubt it. I am a data spirit, an incarnation of the answer to the question we pose to the Omnissiah. However, the person you knew will forever remain at the core of my system.
I greet you, Messiah. Happy to make your acquaintance.
We are no strangers to each other. We are fighting the same fight and have been through a great deal together. None of what we have achieved has been forgotten.
What are you going to do now?
Serve the Omnissiah. The cycle of our lives has been worn down for too long, and I will initiate its renewal. It will be a time of great suffering and great sacrifice, but thus commands the analysis. The Cognizance fleet is ready to bear the good tidings to the Imperium. But first, I will make good on my obligations towards you. When your enemies have been vanquished, I will part ways with you. But no sooner. Such has been the judgment of the component of mine, once known as Pascal.
What you did to yourself? Was it worth it?
All of it was worth it. It is the greatest honor to be the one upon whom the Omnissiah has bestowed his gift. It is the greatest heresy to reject it and allow it to sink into oblivion.
Fair.
Was I afraid? I was. Have I missed the past and my mortal thoughts? I have. Self-sacrifice in the name of divinity must be agonizingly painful. For no catharsis is possible without pain, and no apotheosis is genuine without loss. Forgive me for not being able to put it in any simpler terms, much as I would like to. This is something one must experience in order to comprehend it.
Are your new comrades all that you hoped they would be?
My assessment of them was correct. Ignorance was remedied. Purity and loyalty were raised to an absolute degree. Castes the Doubter gave us his skepticism. Lycurt the Spirit Talker, his unflinching faith. Logic and paranoia had no names in their past lives, but their minds are sharp and singular.
Okay.
As for Abel, the end of our captivity and isolation brought in great joy. Now imagination's speech is open to us again, and is flowing freely.
Wasn't there a simpler way to achieve your goal?
If I could show you the web of cause and effect that permeates the world, you would understand. Its threads are so numerous and so densely intertwined that they give density to the very reality around us, and analyzing them is an intricate process indeed. During my great meditation, a statistical probability was revealed to me, which led to this moment in time, and I followed it. As you can see, it has worked.
Okay.
I think you realize yourself that nothing was accidental, especially not our meeting. If I had chosen differently, if I had simplified my way of thinking, who knows at what moment the thread of possibilities would have taken a turn for the dark spaces of the undesirable.
I believe we were done here.
Then I will.
Fair enough. Anyone else? Anything else interesting? Argenta? Your pilgrimage is complete. Do you still wish to follow me?
Following you into the flames of battle will grant me a chance of purification. And that is all I want. It is all I think about. A righteous death and peace thereafter, should he choose to grant it to his unworthy daughter.
I mean, sure. Thank you for the conversation. Valet? Cassia.
My dear friend, today you have a particularly bright glow of jade and gold around you.
That is pretty.
I have enjoyed.
Ulfar.
Let us raise our cups at Vater. See it, Vater? The All-Father wants us to know that the threads of our weirds are intertwined. It was not by chance that he drew your path and mine together. It was not by chance that he led us to one and the same place. So, come with me when the time is right to seek out my brothers. Fen...
I forgot to do this, so we'll just look at this real quick, see if there's anything interesting to look at. Shuttle of Imperial Make is detected among the rocky gorges of the planet alongside two nearby Xeno objects. Monolithic structures embed into the landscape. Disembark and examine the shuttle into the Xeno structures. Personally explore the enigmatic monoliths. The Von Lance's shuttle overcomes the turbulence zone with an alarming rumble. Yeah, that's fine. Abandoned landing site. Okay. Probably just a fight. No, we'll find out what's going on. I want to thank you for joining me today. Hope it's made your day a little bit better. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe down below. You should also be seeing a couple of links on your screen. One for this playlist for Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, just in case you missed something or you want to catch up to where we are now.
and just experience the entire thing. The other is should just be a link to another video on my channel that YouTube thinks you'd like. And more important than any of the algorithm stuff, all of that, just make sure to be well.